What is up guys, it's Cowdsy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how to defeat every single boss in World 4's Crimson Abyss, so let's get right into it. Now, we start with the Gatekeeper. This is the first boss in World 4. How do you actually defeat it, and what do you need to know about him? Well, there's a few things that you should know about the Gatekeeper. Number one, he is the first boss in the game, at least to my knowledge, that has an attack which is undodgeable. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, you can dodge it with your mobility. However, if he hits you with it and you try and time it with a dodge, it will just say unavoidable. So that's extremely important when you're fighting this boss. You need to understand that he does have attacks that you can't just stand there and dodge and time. And I think the reason they incorporated this into the game is because a lot of people were just really good at timing dodges. So it really just kind of made a fight not super chaotic. You could literally just stand there, and then when they would attack, you could just press Q and dodge it. So it really just made fights uninteresting and not really needing any skill. So I think they are definitely trying to change that. And if you guys notice, kind of slightly where his name tag is, slightly above his head, you can see he has a spirit sort of like we do. So what does this mean? Well, the spirits can do a couple of things. They can do lifesteal, and then they also heal him over time and allow him to do more damage. So how do we counter this? Well, a weapon like the Hellscape Scythe, or just any weapon that you can ability spam, just completely counters this. He's really not going to be able to lifesteal you, and you can kind of just run around him because he's extremely slow. So when it comes to defeating him, as long as you have a weapon with a good ability, I'd probably recommend Solar, maybe Ice Spear, Eye of Smite, Hellscape Scythe. You're going to be able to beat him pretty easily. The only thing you do need to look out for is the attack where he kind of shoots out the little red thing right there. You guys saw that? All it's going to do is going to draw you in, and that's really bad because he is a very tanky, very heavy hitting mob. However, he is just very slow. So yeah, I mean, it is very easy to defeat him as long as you know what you're doing, and it looks like we steal the red orb from him, or I guess we just missed it. But yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to bore you guys completing Floors 2, Chapter 2, I guess, of World 4. I'm just going to cut ahead to the next boss fight, which is going to be the Mechanical Bee. So I will see you guys there. Alright, so we made it to the second boss of World 4, and now I'm going to be showing you guys how to defeat it. Now, this boss, in my personal opinion, is the easiest of the three bosses, so it isn't super hard to take down, but the things you do need to know about it are its attacks. So it has one big ground slam attack, it has an attack where it rushes you, and then it has its normal attack, like this, where it kind of just has a fast attacking pattern. You just kind of have to know how to dodge it. It's not super easy to do, but it's also not super hard either. You just kind of have to learn it. And in my personal opinion, as long as you can just keep your distance and use an ability like the Solar or the Stellar, I think you should be totally fine. And really, it's all about timing the ground slam attacks. It's also going to spawn in its own minions of some sort, but I think that is a super common thing among the bosses in World 4, at least for the last two. It is going to be summoning and things. Or I think actually all of them summon and things. So yeah, I mean, it should be super easy. All you have to do is kind of dodge it, keep your distance. Like you just saw that there, it did try and rush me, and now it's doing its ground slam. But I mean, yeah, overall it is very easy to avoid. All you just have to do is make sure you don't get caught in the ground slam, make sure you don't stay super close to it so the mobs can get you when they spawn, and you should be totally fine. And yeah, we just beat it extremely easily. Probably took about 2 minutes, a minute and a half. So extremely easy as long as you keep your distance and you've recognized the attack patterns. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish Chapter 3 of World 4 to the very end until we fight the boss, and then once I'm at the boss, I'm pretty much just going to skip straight there and show you guys how to defeat the final boss, or the hardest boss in Pixel Blade. Alright, so we've reached the final boss of Chapter 3 World 4, Cor the Lord of the Wrath. So what do you need to know about this guy? Well, he was recently buffed, but don't let that scare you. As long as you have a good strategy, you can easily take him out. Now, what would I recommend? I'd recommend staying away from him at all costs. There is a hand that comes down from the ceiling, which will try and get you in a little black circle, and if you fail the little mini game that it puts you in, you die permanently. So what you want to do is you want to stay away from him, and you want to stay away from the little hand that will come down. And see, I will go in the mini game for now just to show you what it looks like. And if you fail that, you will die. I was able to escape it, but remember, if you do fail it, you will no longer be playing. So he is actually relatively easy to beat. The only hard things about Korth is the two hands that will eventually come back and will sort of make him invincible. Think of it like the Ender Dragon from Minecraft. You have to defeat all the crystals first before you can actually slay the dragon, because if you don't, he's gonna sort of be invincible. You're not really able to kill him. So he does have 2 stages similar to the World 2 Boss 2, or is it Boss 3? Boss, like the magma dude. That, I think that's the final one actually. That kind of has 2 stages, but that's totally fine. In his second stage, he will spawn in mobs, so you do need to be careful of that. But as long as you're just cautious, yeah, there we go, he's spawning in mobs. As long as you're cautious of the mobs, you can really just use them to your advantage and get some extra spirit heal. And you won't really have to worry. He is going to shoot his red beam at you. The best way to counter the red beam is to simply go behind a pillar, make sure there's something in the way between you and the red beam. Now he is starting to spawn in mobs because he is getting below half health, which I believe is when he starts spawning mobs. As long as he's usually faster than the mobs themselves, and the mobs usually get stuck, so that really isn't a big deal. And yeah, I mean, there we go. We were able to defeat him relatively easily, and yeah, I mean, we get the chest. What is this chest? This is like the lunar chest. Yeah, so we get the lunar chest extremely easy, and I believe this is even the chest that you get from buying the package. So I mean, you could easily just grind World 4 bosses and get a bunch of lunar chests. I would definitely recommend doing so, and I am going to open up that chest right here. But as you can see, I got all this loot from fighting all these bosses, and it was relatively easy. I think it took me around 10 minutes total to beat the whole thing. So yeah, I mean, if you want to go and grind these lunar chests, I would definitely recommend it. Now, what can we get from the lunar chests? Okay, so we can pretty much get everything besides the Hellscape Scythe and the blood armor. So, oh, it looks like Skywatcher was added to... Okay, so Skywatcher was added, and you actually have a very good chance of getting Skywatcher. That's actually interesting. Okay, it's 20% if you get legendary from this chest, so I mean, maybe we get it, maybe we don't. Okay, so we don't get the Skywatcher, that's fine. We already have Skywatcher, as you can see right here. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this boss guide, excuse me, then let me know if you want to see any other guides down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of Crimson Abyss World 4. Let me know if you guys think the update was good, if you maybe didn't like it, and if you didn't like it, what you didn't like about it, and if you did like it, what do you like about it? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.